Dang, my knee sucks. 2v2 King of the Horts, King of the Courts are they're not for the weak. They really aren't. I was actually doing pretty well at the beginning and then couldn't defend anybody for shit, but it is what it is. So it's been a minute since talking about the NBA, and after seeing the show that Isaiah Stewart had put on, and the Pacers beating the Knicks, and then the All Star break that's gonna start, and that whole thing. So first up, we got the worst team in the NBA, the Sacramento Kings. Which, if there's any song that can define this team, it is "Outstanding" by the Gap Band. Because, like, dude, DeMar DeRozan crashed out. You got Russell Wilson, and then they traded for DeAndre Hunter. I don't understand this team at all. Funny enough, they're probably not even going to get a top draft pick this year, at least within like the top three. Like, oh man. And then 15 for the East, we got the Indiana Pacers, which, funny enough, beat the Knicks last night. And now for tonight's game, their whole team is basically fucking dead. And they got nobody healthy. Pascal's out. Nembhard is out. All that crap. And you traded Mathurin and first rounders for Zubac, which gives you that center. You need, even though Mathurin, he's pretty damn good. And then 14 for the West, we got the New Orleans Pelicans. Probably the most nothing team in the NBA, but hey, Derek Queen is looking kind of good right now. But number 14 for the East, possibly the funniest team behind the Mavericks, the Washington Wizards. A team that is so bad that D'Angelo Russell ain't even reporting for them. But you got AD, who you're trying to sign for a long-term deal, and AD doesn't want that. AD doesn't want that at all. So you're stuck between that. You got Trae Young. You're trying to give those two long-term deals. You got a really nice shooting guard from the draft who's been talked about really highly. So, but this season is still a goner. Don't worry about that. But then we got 13 for the West, the Utah Jazz, which is doing one of the funniest, which I gotta say is doing one of the funniest tank jobs of the entire season. Putting Laurie and Jaren Jackson on the bench for the whole fourth quarter, and they still freaking won. That's hilarious tanking right now. I mean, the Sacramento Kings, they're doing that. And then 13, the Brooklyn Nets. They released Cam Thomas, which I believe is pretty much their best player. And no, I'm not saying their best player is an Andrew Tate apologist, but Nets are a dumpster fire. Better way to put it. Then number 12, the Dallas Mavericks. It's a little too late, but Cooper Flag is looking kind of nice. And yeah, the AD trade has made the Luka Doncic trade the stupidest in NBA history. That's what I'll say about them. Then number 12, Milwaukee Bucks. Of course, they didn't trade Giannis. They signed Cam Thomas. Hopefully he's good, because trust me, you're not gonna make the playoffs with Kyle fucking Kuzma, but as your number 2. But yeah. And then number 11, the Memphis Grizzlies, who traded away Jaren Jackson Jr., but didn't trade Ja Morant. Memphis Grizzlies are a really funny organization, man. They really freaking are. They really are. I'm sorry we didn't re-sign you, Ty Jerome. You deserve better than that. we signed Lonzo Ball over Ty Jerome, man. Kobe, you really are a fool sometimes. But number 11 for the East, we got the Chicago Bulls, who traded Cody White. They traded Ayo. I cannot say his last name for shit, so I'm not gonna say it. But they traded their center too. They basically sold. They basically traded away for assets. They got Simons from the Celtics for their center. So maybe they could build off something with him. And Colin Sexton, who recently just flipped off the backboard. It's going really well over there. He got $35K fine, by the way. But at number 10, we got the Clippers, who looks like they were going well. Kawhi Leonard is finally playing into his potential. And, of course, he does that after the scam comes out. But, hey, better late than never, am I right? They could be good. But still, what the Clippers did to Chris Paul is just wrong in the slightest. They shipped him to Toronto, man. They shipped him to Toronto. And then number 10, the Charlotte Hornets, which I must say was parts of the entertainment. Bro, that whole fight was more entertaining than the whole freaking Super Bowl, which is hilarious. Hilarious how even Naz Reid got into a fight. It was up. It was a great night in the NBA. And if you don't love it, then, bro, you're honestly lame. But this is what we need. This is the type of energy we need. Like, first you got Duran swatting him away, and then you have the other guy crashing out. Then you got Miles Bridges, who has a case, by the way, not a good one. Goes up to punch Duran. Then Isaiah Stewart runs off the bench and freaking lays down a hammer on him. But, like, man, I think that'll be the closest we'll ever get to another Mouse at the Palace, for real. Unless Stewart goes into the crowd or something and does another Ron Artest, which he honestly could do. And then we got number 9, the Portland Trail Blazers. The Clippers, even though they're coming back, it's still hilarious that they have a worse record than the Portland Trail Blazers, who honestly are in the weirdest spot that I've ever seen them in. Then number 9, we got Atlanta Hawks, which I must say, Kelly Alexander Walker is looking like the guy for Atlanta right now. At least to invest in, because, dude, he's been popping off like crazy. When they traded Trae Young, he has stepped up in every single way possible. Like, he's been great, honestly. Can't wait to watch more of him. And then number 8 for the West, we got the Golden State Warriors, which they didn't trade for Giannis. There goes your championship window. At least for this year. I mean, you can get him in the offseason and whatnot. But, I forgot to mention Giannis and Kalshi. Yeah, sports are screwed. But, hey, the Warriors are too. Jimmy Butler got hurt. He's probably not going to be prime again. Steph Curry is, whether you want to admit it or not, and is definitely in the last stage of his career. Not his last year or whatever, but it's getting there. We're getting to that point. And then number 8 for the East, we got the Miami Heat, in which they've been solid. I'm not going to lie. Wiggins, Adebayo have been holding it down for a bit. They've been looking nice. Number 7, the Phoenix Suns. With them trading Durant, of course, they've been looking good. I mean, Dylan Brooks is still the biggest troll in the NBA. Jalen Green's been looking good. Booker, I think, has been good. Something that's just overall been a good team and well worth. And then number 7, we got for the East, we got the Orlando Magic. I mean, they had a little bit of a rough start, but they're patched things up. Good for them. Number 6 for the West, we got Minnesota Timberwolves. Naz Reid got mentioned on the fall off by J. Cole and decided when somebody messed with him, he wasn't going to fall off. No. He was going to fight back. But in all honesty, I mean, Anthony Edwards has been the future of the league. Just don't ask about his opinions on certain things, or just don't look into his cases. But besides that, Anthony Edwards is the freaking future of the NBA. Man, if he did the dunk contest, he would have freaking Vince Carter that. I'm not gonna lie. But number 6 for the East, we got the Philadelphia 76ers, who've been looking nice. And then Paul George decided to do drugs. But they're still looking good. I mean, VJ is looking great. The rookie they got, Embiid's been playing well. Maxey, of course, has been Maxey. He's been great. The Sixers overall have been good, even though Daryl Morey is a fucking clown. Then number 5 we got the Los Angeles Lakers, and and even though they got Kennard in the trade deadline, they're not a championship level team. Even LeBron said it. LeBron's gonna leave after this year for sure. And here's the thing, dude. They're not a championship level team. When you look at the teams ahead of them right now, even the teams below them, they got the one big thing is their bench. All right, when you don't got Luka on the floor, when you don't got LeBron on the floor, I mean, you got DeAndre Ayton as the starting center, and you got Jackson Hayes somewhere shoving a mascot who's suing him, by the way. Which, I mean, get that bag, dude. I don't blame you one bit. But like, their bench is one of the worst in the league. Hey, at least they traded Gabe Vincent, though. Thank God. But they still have one of the worst benches in the league. And they probably have the worst bench in the league, given the standings where they're at right now, and given the teams they'll face in the playoffs. And then number 5, we got the Toronto Raptors, who've been looking nice. I mean, Scotty Barnes has been good. Brandon Ingram has been good. The whole team's been doing well. And then number 4, for the West, we got the Denver Nuggets. I mean, Jokic has been back. They had a really good game with the Knicks last week that I watched. And I mean, Jamal Murray had a game last week. I'll tell you that. Denver is still a good team. There's nothing much to say about him other than Jokic is one of the greatest fat guys to ever play this sport, if not the greatest. And then number 4, we got the Cleveland Cavaliers, who traded Darius Garland for James Harden. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking like it's panning out. It's looking like it's panning out because the Cavs just beat the Nuggets. Now we're gonna have our first home game with Harden against the Wizards, and then we're gonna go into the All-Star break. Which, thank God we're going into the All-Star break. But if this is what we're bringing to the fire before the All-Star break, just imagine what it's going to be like after the All-Star break. All right, we better keep this up because you look at the Knicks right now. You look at the Knicks right now. You look at the Knicks right now. I mean, we thought that was our only competition, but the Pelicans, I screwed up everything. But the Pistons and Celtics right now, they're popping off as well. Pistons number 1 team in the league. They got a really good thing. Kate Cunningham is the future. Celtics are doing well with Tatum, which that doesn't help my freaking propaganda at all. But it is what it is. But the Cavs, I think, could be the number 1 seed by the end of the season. And I hope they are. But y'all better win the freaking title if we're going to trade Darius Garland for 36-year-old James Harden. All right? This is the championship window. It's either win or lose. It's either win or bust. And if you lose, well, James Harden is going to call Dan Gilbert Daryl Morey. And you do not want that to happen at all. And then we got number 3 team in the West, Houston Rockets. It's kind of like a similar deal with the Lakers, but not so much. Their bench kind of has some issues and all of that. But still, their starting lineup is killer. I mean, you got Amen Thompson. I forgot the point guard's name, but you got Amen Thompson, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., and Sengun. I'm not going to say his first name. Then I believe Reed Shepard. It would have been Fred VanVleet, but he tore his ACL before the season started. But they're still a really good team. Durant's been successful there. It's just a question if they can make a playoff-type run, which I think they can get past the first round, no joke. I mean, a matchup with currently the Timberwolves right now would be really good for the playoffs, but we'll see. We'll see how they do for the rest of the season. The number 3, the New York Knicks, who let the Pacers drop 137 on them. 137. Yeah, Jalen, yeah, Jalen Brunson, you might need to do another team meeting because ever since that play in championship one, have you guys been like hungover or something? Because y'all haven't been playing like it. I mean, like crap. Y'all gotta lock in. At least when it comes to playoff time, you guys gotta lock in. Then number 2 for the West, we got San Antonio Spurs who just released Jeremy Sokan. I mean, Wemby only played like 8 minutes and he had like 26 points or something. The guy's insane, but like, yeah, dude, they can make a run. If Wemby's going to peak like this, if Stephon Castle going to play great, this team will make a run in the playoffs, no doubt. Then number 2, we got the Celtics who traded Simons away, which, I'm going to be honest, you guys should have just traded Derek White away. I'm not going to lie, but, do what you got to do to get a center, I guess, but, and then number 1 in the West, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder, who, you know, Shea's been banged up. Jalen Williams has been banged up all year, and the one with the E. There's nothing much to say about the Thunder other than that they're great. But, yeah, dude. And then number 1 in the East, of course, is the Detroit Pistons, and Isaiah Stewart is somebody I hope never gets run out of the league. And since he got a 7-game suspension, do this. And here's the thing, Silver. Book Pistons Hornets first round, please. Just book it. Just book it. I want to see a Mouse at the Palace 2.0. I don't care. But that's the NBA talk. Another thing. another thing. They're bringing in influencers to try to save the All-Star game and weekend. Guys, it has never been more over for the All-Star game than it is now. That was pretty much the freaking coffin. Locking us in. It's saying it's over. It's over, guys. This whole round robin thing ain't going to change shit. It's not going to do anything. As a matter of fact, it's stupid as hell. But they don't care. Adam Silver needs to get run out of his job. It's hurting the game and it's hurting the league. It's been great basketball this season, but when it comes to the All-Star game, the feeling is gone, especially for the dunk contest. It's over. You guys have Damian Lillard in the three-point contest. If that doesn't sum up the NBA as a whole, I don't know what is, but it's funny that you guys want him to shoot threes and make him pop his Achilles again, which he's still healing from. But do your thing, NBA. I'll still be watching. Oh, I'm shameless about it. But why the hell is it at 5 p.m. Eastern Time? Why are we doing this crap in the afternoon? Man, I remember watching Aaron Gordon get screwed over after he dunked over freaking Taco Fall. And then watching the greatest All-Star game ever. And now here we are now. Damn, this crap sucks. But that's my NBA talk for possibly, I believe, the third time. And we'll definitely talk more when the playoff time is approaching. That's it. Bye.